I'm just doing this. Oops. Don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm just in the middle of just walking the dogs today, having a day out, and I thought I'd just do a quick chat because I have heard so far, well, one YouTuber's been arrested and possibly another in regards to the protests because of things they've said, and this is going to be an interesting time, folks. So basically, if you notice, what they're saying is that if you encourage these riots in any form, by the sounds of it, this is my interpretation, you're going to end up with prison sentence, basically. And I mean, I don't know how strong this will be because, I mean, fortunately, I've always been neutral. I've never encouraged anyone to protest. Certainly not riot, but I've never even encouraged any protests. I don't think I've ever even said there's a protest this day or whatever. So, being neutral, I should be pretty safe. But you just don't know. There's that concern just filming them. Could that be classed as encouragement? I mean, the others are saying I'm getting a bit paranoid, but to be honest, I don't know. You see, my thought is that a lot, they could just go around all the YouTubers who've slightly said anything and just say, well, you can either take a caution and pull your channel and we'll accept that, or you could be facing however many years. Do you want to take the gamble? And I think a lot might just go, well, we'll just take the caution. I mean, that's what, they do that. I've been to court where they've offered my friends similar deals. I just say, look, take the caution and just walk out of here, and that's it. Or the record, you won't do any time. And that's the problem. It's even if you're innocent, sometimes people who are innocent do take that offer because they know it's safer rather than risking going to prison. But yeah, it should be concerning. Well, I don't know. It's I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. I mean, the way I see it is I've had enough of the up to now, the protests and everything are being gentle, but we've had idiots turning up, harassing us. Now, they're no scary people. I mean, them 5 freakazoids, the pervert, the fat one, who likes to rub himself against you. And then we've had people following us, trying to intimidate you by, I said following you home or to my sisters or whatever. They don't scare you. They're just freaky. But now things are, I'd say, with the lot, with everything kicking off, it's concerning what's going to happen. And I don't think it matters if you're going to a left-wing protest or a right-wing protest or whatever you class it as. I mean, I think that it's politics, isn't it? At the end of the day, no government wants to have people rioting on their watch, so they don't care. They'll just hammer people into prison. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, a lot of people have turned up. Oh, by the way, I don't understand why people are throwing assaulting police. I don't think they care about how many they arrest. It's politics. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll be honest, assaulting police, throwing bricks at police dogs and police horses, I don't see what that achieved. I mean, personally, I don't see what a lot of these things, and I'm going to put a video out later where I've been chatting, but a lot of these things, it reminds me of BLM, where people rioted. There were sort of the only people who benefited was the people who were at the top. They got them. A lot of those people appeared to get rich and fame, just as Just Stop Oil. People are going to prison, like BLM, and getting criminal records, but it's the people at the top. They're safely in the office. They're ones who make the money and get the fame. And I think the same with these recent ones. People will be, they're going to go to prison for a long time, but the people at the top, they'll be the ones who make the money and fame. And it's all politics. It's scary times. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, as you say, alcohol, a lot of it. I mean, in fairness, the Leeds one, people had to drink, but by the looks of it, I mean, I stood there, 3 hours, and all they did was shout at each other. It was peaceful in that regard. I mean, all right, shouting at each other wasn't exactly peaceful, but there was no problems, even though people had a drink and were wound up. Oh, there's a car, don't they? But I noticed today, I don't know if people will turn up, because so many people have been arrested and probably have worked out that they're going to get nicked. That I don't know, but isn't it interesting, they've all organised them for 8 o'clock today, when people have gone out and had a drink. That makes me suspicious. It's getting people tanked up, so they're hoping people kick off, and it's the people who organise it, I bet, never turn up. No, I don't. Yeah, but to be honest, a lot of the people, it's like rather than the people who went right, and I don't think were bothered about immigration or anything. They just wanted to. They'd come from elsewhere, like South Park. Apparently, most people they just turned up. They're travelling around the country. You know, it doesn't matter what it's about. I mean, the other side of it, in my belief, is I don't think it helps when you've got counter protesters. I've found it strange that ever you can have one group turn up and then they have a counter protest, because that gets people heated. Now, I don't mean they cause people so heated to cause them to set fire to this hotel, but I mean that's like I mean the moment you set light to that hotel, that's arson. That's a serious crime. I mean, I don't even know if they'd class it as even attempted. I mean, I was watching that, and there were a woman came and she was crying because her child was in there. I think she worked there, did the kid. I can't remember if it was a girl or a boy. I think News Now York, she's got a 3-hour vid. I don't know if it's online, but his video will be interesting. He's got a 3-hour video coming up of everything. I mean, I didn't record I just couldn't. She was devastated, this woman. She thought a kid was going to get killed. I think it was a son, if I remember, to be fair. But she was trying to open the doors, and I says, look, if you open them doors, then rioters will come in and everyone will die. There's a good chance. But her husband was crying. I mean, this is a grown man. These are working class people, and I bet they thought the child was going to die. But I mean, yeah, I don't think you can ban alcohol, can you, really? I mean, to be honest, I don't know why they didn't empty that hotel. That was strange. You know, they knew full well they could have just emptied that hotel even on the day, moved everyone out. Having people on staff there were just, it made no sense. And again, my criticism is they shouldn't have had the dogs there and the horses, because they just seemed to be in the way of, they knew people pelting them. I mean, them dogs could have been killed. I mean, to be honest, if the dog had been severely injured, or a horse, I think the public would have turned, and maybe that was, I don't know, maybe that was I don't know. It was just, I mean, that day in Rotherham was just turned crazy, because I went along and everyone was friendly. There was one idiot who was like, your typical bit that's probably spent all his life in a pub and got his wasted all the time and aggressive. But apart from him, everyone was friendly. People were coming up, hugging me. I mean, I was surprised people said they've seen the videos. That made, considering I only get like 100 views a video, I'm surprised. Everyone keeps saying they've watched my videos. So I don't know why it keeps saying only 100 views. But anyway, I mean, a woman hugged me, and that was quite emotional. She says, I've watched your vids. And it was for, I mean, if you watch the video I put it out in 3 parts. Second part, you can hear me, I'm going, it's finished now. God, I was so wrong, wasn't I? Suddenly it all just went insane. But yeah, it'll be interesting, because I mean, one YouTuber, I won't name him, but I don't know if he was drunk. He went to a hotel by the looks of it. I mean, I presume it's real. And was kicking off. I think he was trying to get himself arrested by the sounds of it. So he could end up not being allowed to. I mean, someone told me that's what they can do. They can bring in rules so that you can't go back on, or at least you can't go to such places. But there's another YouTuber I know. Well, they're posting she's been arrested. I won't name her because I don't know if it's true or not. But I think, I can see people being, just for making a comment. I mean, like, I'm fortunate I've never done it on any social media ever in my life. I mean, one of the things is I'd never take sides. And I mean, the other side of it, and I've said this on the other videos, the reason I'd never go on a protest is because I don't know who the person is who's organising it. As in, I don't know the motive of them. I don't know who they are. I don't want to end up 6 months down the line finding that they're not the person people thought they were, and basically I've put my name to them by going to the protest. I don't know who they are. And again, like I said, I mean, too many times I've seen people go, and I actually think people getting used. They get used, like BLM use people, in my opinion, to, like I say, they made the people who ran it a lot of money by the looks of things. I suspect the same with Just Stop All. I bet the people who run that, they've got all these people going out innocently being used to, stop traffic and stuff. They're doing time now. There's I forget which one. It wasn't Just Stop All, it was something else similar. And she's a cheater. Someone told me she was a qualified teacher. Well, she's lost her job now, hasn't she? Obviously, it's unlikely she'll get a job back in teaching, because I don't think you can have one if you've got a criminal record. She's throwing her life away for nothing, just for 5 minutes of whatever. And the same with the people who turned up to, this and other, South Park. Again, what's the point? What did they achieve? Throwing stuff. I mean, I was watching them throw stuff at the police. And what do the police do these days? It's the tactics of the police just to stand there. I mean, they arrest them next day or whenever. And they almost as if they think... See, I think they don't think that because they're not getting arrested on the day. They're getting away with it. Well, the moment that, they're on CCTV everywhere. Police helicopters. Every police has... cameras on them. There's drones flying about, police drones. Plus, every member of the public is doing a TikTok vid or whatever. I mean, it was like in Rotherham. People were smashing things up and the mates next to them filming it. They're actually filming their own mates, or they're even filming themselves. And they'll be wondering why they've got nicked. Well, you've done it yourself. You've filmed yourself doing the crime. It just doesn't occur to a lot of these people. They're just... Again, probably full of alcohol. Because I noticed somebody was moaning about a YouTuber, saying, police will get the evidence from that. Mate, if you watched his vid, everybody in the crowd were doing a live. They were recording it. Everyone, just about. They all had their phones out. It was like when I went to Rotherham. They were all filming it. All the people in the protest were filming each other. Everyone was. I mean, I couldn't even get a signal out because everyone was doing a TikTok vid. I mean, there were people they were filming themselves committing the crime, showing their faces. I mean, of course you're going to get nicked. I mean, these days I won't be surprised. The police probably have got such sophisticated equipment that they press a button, go have a cup of tea, and it lists every single person and tracks them and everything. It's crazy. But because they're not getting arrested on the day, I think part of it is they think they've got away with it. So they carry on, they keep doing silly things. They're going, no one's getting arrested. Yeah, let's just do what we want. The police have stood there with their body cameras recording it all. There's probably several hundred police there, all recording everything. They've got the time in the world now to look through it all. And guess what? Half the people, I guarantee it, because I've seen this before. I knew somebody who'd gone to prison and years ago, and it was the best mate who reported them to the police because I saw them on the news. People think that they get, it'll be somebody. It's like the young, there were a lot of youths there. Well, the teachers will be phoning up the police and saying, I know who that is, it's so-and-so. Everyone will have been identified. Everyone within about 10 minutes. Crazy. Yeah. But anyway, I'm just doing this for... I'll have to get off. I'm just... I've got to get off soon. But I just thought I'd do a quick chat because it is crazy times. Everyone's done the videos. Everyone's done it. It's irrelevant about YouTubers because everyone was... It's the... you got to think. People who do TikTok vids, they're usually hitting hundreds of thousands of views. And they're all being recorded. Everybody's recording them. And then they're showing it and they're going all over. I mean, you go on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, but you go on Twitter. Everyone's posted everyone's faces from every protest, all this. And named everyone. Everyone's doing it. You're crazy. Crazy to go on the... I mean, personally, I don't think... I mean, this is the thing now. I think you're crazy to go on a protest now. It's too dangerous. There's a good chance you'll be arrested. Even if you've not done anything. I mean, are you really going to be prepared to go to court and try and defend yourself if they're accusing you of doing something? Chances are you'll still go down. I just won't go. I mean, like today, it'll be interesting how many turn up to these today. I won't go. I'm not even going to film them. Sod it. I mean, personally, I think people are so full of drink and stuff, they could be violent anyway. I mean, all the YouTubers were getting abused and everything on the Rotherham one. It was just insane. Right, the phone's going to die anyway. Nah, it's over. I think the protests will be over before the end of this week, I think. Because people will be just getting nicked constantly. The moment they turn up, people are fewer and fewer. The protests are finished. They'll die out. And don't forget, it's getting cooler. We're moving towards September. Once it gets cooler, no one's going to be out. I mean, today's cool where I am. I don't know where you are, but have a see if it's warm where you are. If it's cold out, I think the chances are no one's going to be. You're going to have fewer people. Anyway, I've got to go. So, just see, folks. But just keep going online. See if people are. Well, they're not saying anything because I've got a feeling you're going to find several YouTubers. I mean, there was one saying he's covered it today. His argument was just saying. If they're just saying something like, I think something bad's going to happen, but in a different way, that could be enough, he's thinking. But I could be wrong, I don't know the law. I'm just glad I've never ever made any of the comments, anything like that, anything at all, be neutral. And that's the thing I'd say to any YouTuber, be careful. Be careful what you say and what you've said in the past, because they want, this is politics at the end of the day. You've got a government that does not want to be embarrassed. Yeah, well, we've had a few hot days, but it's gone, I mean, where I am today has gone cold. So, basically my theory is, when it's hot, that's when you get the riots and protests out. When it's cool, people aren't interested. Anyway, I've got to dash off now because I'm running late. Alright folks, chat later. Bye.